Now, before I close, I want to warn the American people who are watching at home. You may hear lies and smears in this hearing that'll challenge my loyalty to and my love for our country. Those who oppose my nomination imply that I am loyal to something or someone other than God, my own conscience, and the Constitution of the United States, accusing me of being Trump's puppet, Putin's puppet, Assad's puppet, a guru's puppet, Modi's puppet, not recognizing the absurdity of simultaneously being the puppet of 5 different puppet masters. The same tactic was used against President Trump and failed. The American people elected President Trump with a decisive victory and mandate for change. The fact is, what truly unsettles my political opponents is I refuse to be their puppet.
Meanwhile,
the problem of corruption is not just in the federal agencies, it's in Congress too. Almost all the members of this panel are accepting, including yourself, are accepting millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical industry.
Oh, no,
and protecting their interests.
Oh, I thought that would come. No. I ran for president like you. I got millions and millions of contributions. They did not come from the executives, not one nickel of PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry. They came from work.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
2020, in 2020, you were the single largest
because I had
receiver of pharmaceutical money.
Whoa.
Have you ever knowingly met with any members, leaders, or affiliates of Hezbollah?
No, and it is an absurd accusation.
If confirmed, meet the objectivity and political neutrality requirements to ensure that you're telling the White House what they need to hear and not what they want to hear.
Is Edward Snowden a traitor to the United States of America?
I understand how critical our national security is.
Apparently you don't.
Those are senators going after Trump's pick for Director of National Intelligence. Tulsi Gabbard facing tough questions from both parties. Let's welcome to the show former Michigan GOP gubernatorial candidate. It's great to see Tudor Dixon again. Tudor, it's lovely to have you on. What did you make of this? Tulsi Gabbard campaigned with you when you were running for governor of Michigan. How do you think Tulsi Gabbard did today?
Well, I think she's amazingly, because she's out there talking for America, and you hear them, they're not talking for America at all. They're talking about nuances. Are you going to go and be political when you talk to Donald Trump? Instead of actually addressing, what are you going to do for intelligence when it comes to China? Is that our biggest threat? What about Russia? We didn't hear them talk about these other countries at all. What about Iran? What about North Korea? What are your thoughts on this? How will you manage this intelligence? No, instead, they start hitting her on these absurd questions that have nothing to do with the actual job of national intelligence. But she did an amazing job. She will do an amazing job in that position, and she must be confirmed.
Do you think she is? Because it will get confirmed. Let me just get to the math. I mean, she has to come out of Senate Intelligence. That means she needs like all of the Republican senators to go for her. There's Democrats on that committee who are against Tulsi Gabbard. So that's tough math for her.
It is tough math for her, but I think that there are people that know right now that Donald Trump has an agenda. He has made his choice. The American people are behind his choices. It's not like this is a surprise to the American people.
flashback.
Congresswoman, none of this matters unless there's a nuclear war, which you voted to send arms and weapons to Ukraine. Tulsi Gabbard, she's left the Democratic Party because there are a bunch of war hawks. Okay? You originally voted, you ran as an outsider, yet you've been voting to start this war in Ukraine, to start a thermonuclear war with Russia and China. Why are you playing with the lives of American citizens? You're playing with our lives.
There will be no neighbors if there's a nuclear bomb.
So now a second guy pops up.
You voted to mobilize and send money to Ukrainian Nazis. You're a coward. You're a progressive socialist. Where are you against the war mobilization? He's telling the right truth. You have done nothing. Tulsi Gabbard has shown guts. You've shown cowardice. I believed in you, and you became the very thing you sought to fight against. That's what you've become.
Tulsi Gabbard was out there on the campaign trail. They have chosen her as well. So if any Republican out there has decided that they think they know better than the American people or than Donald Trump, I suspect life will become hard for them. I think Tulsi Gabbard should absolutely pass with flying colors and be confirmed, because that is the choice of the American people, and they know exactly who she is.
You know, the nominees have been really pushing back and going toe-to-toe with their, senators who've been grilling them. Let's get your reaction to RFK Jr. going after Senator Bernie Sanders today for taking in big donations from the pharmaceutical industry. Watch this.
The problem of corruption is not just in the federal agencies, it's in Congress too. Almost all the members of this panel are accepting, including yourself, are accepting millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical industry.
Oh, no,
and protecting their interests.
Oh, I thought that would come. No. I ran for president like you. I got millions and millions of contributions. They did not come from the executives, not one nickel of PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry. They came from workers.
Why? 2020. In 2020, you were the single largest receiver of pharmaceutical money.
Whoa. Democrat hypocrisy. Senator Elizabeth Warren is accused of taking millions of donations from the drug industry, too.
Meanwhile, RFK Jr. put on an impressive display during his confirmation hearing, despite the Democrats' best attempts to destroy him. Elizabeth Warren had an almighty breakdown when RFK accused her of being a big pharma shill.
You have said you're asking me, Senator, you're asking me not to sue vaccine pharmaceutical companies. Yeah, you are. That's exactly what you're doing.
And after the hearing, she doubled down, airing her concerns that Big Pharma will be bankrupted by RFK policies.
His answers are he intends to continue to make money off his anti-vax position. Look. He says he won't go to work for drug companies because the American people have a right to know that the decisions made while he is Secretary of HHS are only for the good of the American people. And yet, he wants to keep a piece of the action on every one of these anti-vax lawsuits. And what that means potentially is, as Secretary of HHS, he can make those lawsuits a whole lot more profitable. In fact, he may have the opportunity to bankrupt the vaccine manufacturers, and then nobody gets vaccine.
Are you worried that he's in a position to serve his own interests?
That is the problem. He has said he will protect his right to make money off the position of Secretary of HHS. That means that every decision he makes could be for the American people or could be just to benefit RFK Jr.
Do you think any of the points you're making are resonating with your Republican colleagues? Can I get your name? Brennan, NBC.
Online commentators ridiculed Warren's response, highlighting her ties to Big Pharma. This commentator said, Elizabeth Warren is worried that the vaccine industry will go bankrupt. Elizabeth Warren received millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical vaccine industry. Elizabeth Warren only cares about her personal financial gain. Online commentators also blasted Warren's meltdown, calling her a Karen. This person said, Elizabeth Warren is an unhinged Karen. And it wasn't only Elizabeth Warren who experienced the wrath of RFK Jr. during his confirmation hearing. He also clashed with Bernie Sanders over the right to health care.
Senator, I can't give you a yes or no answer to that question.
Healthcare a human right. Is healthcare a human right?
In the way that free speech is a human right,
yeah.
I would say it's different, because with free speech doesn't cost anybody anything, but in healthcare, if you smoke cigarettes for 20 years and you get cancer, you are now taking from the pool. Well, and so are you guaranteed the same right, or is there also a duty?
I'm sorry. I'd love to talk for an hour with you. We got a few minutes left. All right. Every other country on earth says healthcare, whether you're poor or rich, young or old, is a human right. I'm not hearing you say that.
RFK then blasted the label of conspiracy theorist, which many on the left have given him.
Are you a conspiracy theorist?
That is a pejorative, Senator, that's applied to me, mainly to keep me from asking difficult questions of powerful interests. I was told that I was a conspiracy theorist. That label was applied to me because I said that the vaccines, the COVID vaccine, didn't prevent transmission and it wouldn't prevent infection, when the government was telling people, Americans, that it would. I was saying that because I was looking at the monkey studies in May of 2020. I was called a conspiracy. Now everybody admits it. I was called a conspiracy theorist because I said red dye caused cancer. And now FDA has acknowledged that and banned it. I was called a conspiracy theorist because I said fluoride lowered IQ. Last week, JAMA published a meta-review of 87 studies saying that there's a direct inverse correlation between IQ loss.
All right, so I'm going to assume
I could go on for about a week.
Senator Ron Wyden also blasted RFK Jr. and his stance on vaccines.
So that Mr. Kennedy has embraced conspiracy theories, quacks, charlatans, especially when it comes to the safety and efficacy of vaccines.
This commentator slammed the senator, saying, Ron Wyden just claimed that RFK Jr. is someone who chases money and influence wherever they lead, even if that may mean the tragic death of children and other vulnerable people. Wyden has received $1.5 million from the healthcare industry. Notable donors include Molina Healthcare, Quest Diagnostics, and Novo Nordisk. Despite pushback and a challenging hearing, RFK was given an overwhelming round of applause once it ended.
And Mr. Kennedy, I look forward to working with you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
We're adjourned.
He also was supported by his Republican colleagues who gave passionate speeches.
Bobby, this is an answer to my prayers. We need to get to the answers of this, but even more, we need to heal and unify this divided nation. I'm not necessarily the most optimistic guy because we've got enormous challenges facing this nation, but I thought, wow, here's somebody from the left, somebody I don't agree with on many issues politically, coming together with President Trump and focusing on an area of agreement, something that the American people desperately want. Finding out the answers. What has caused autism? What is causing chronic illness? Ms. Kennedy, I think I've come to know what's in your heart. I think I know the personal and political price you've paid for this decision. I want to say publicly, I thank you for that. I truly appreciate what you're doing here. Can't we come together as a nation and do this? Can we do? Aren't you getting tired of this? I'm getting tired of this. So again, Mr. Kennedy, I need to enter in the record. These are just 11 letters of support signed by 63,000 people, thousands of doctors, from the American Association of American Physicians and Surgeons, Independent Medical Alliance, the North Carolina Physicians and Freedom Group, Governor Jeff Landry from Louisiana. These are Americans, nonpartisan. A lot of these people, I know because I've advocated with you. A lot of them are Democrats. They put their political differences aside. So, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to enter this in the record.
Without objection.
Do you think RFK really landed an uppercut there? And do you think he's going to get confirmed?
I think he absolutely landed an uppercut there.
This man, I'm going to retire him. If you think I whoop Sonny Liston, you wait till I get George Foreman. He talks too much. He's ugly. He's pretending I'm the true champion, and they make me the underdog. I'm going to show them all they're wrong because I'm the champion. I'm the real champion. There'll never be one like me. And all of you people in Britain who rank me as the greatest, I'm going to prove I'm the greatest. I'm going to prove to you I'm the greatest. We're going to prove to the world I'm the greatest. This is my last fight. I don't want none of you to miss it. So please come to the theaters. I'm going to eat some raw meat, and I'm going to train. I'm going to get ready and chop some more trees.
And why people want RFK, because there is corruption and Big Pharma owns our senators. That is a problem. And the Republicans will come out for RFK because they know that he is an unusual pick that will change the way our health care is treated and change the way the food that we eat is made. It will be incredible. So we definitely need him. And he just exposed the hypocrisy, and he exposed why exactly they're defending Big Pharma.
Tudor Dixon, great analysis. Come back soon. We love having you on.